Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another live stream and welcome to all your latest Chelsea transfer news and quite frankly, another day at the circus that is Chelsea Football Club. Big up to everyone that's already locked in. Make sure you're smashing the likes. Subscribe if you're new around here and get your thoughts in the chat. Packed show as always. Plenty to dive into. As if you thought yesterday couldn't get any worse when we fumbled a deal for Mike Maignan. We failed to agree a deal for Jamie Gittins. Late last night, we get news that Djordje Petrovic has been left out of the squad for the Club World Cup and Chelsea are set to sell the goalkeeper this summer. Utter madness. Chelsea have left Kendry Paez disappointed because they told him last week he was going to be part of the squad for the Club World Cup. And now he's not, and they're sending him on loan to Strasbourg. So we've already annoyed Kendry Paez before he's even kicked a ball for the football club. We've got more on Mike Maignan from Fabrizio saying that Chelsea are not convinced about going for Mike Maignan later on in the window, as they only saw it for an opportunity for the Club World Cup. Unless Milan change their stance, I think the deal is off. So everyone that's saying to me, oh, don't worry, you know, we got Petrovic. Well, Petrovic is gone now. Oh, don't worry, we'll get Maignan later in the window. I don't think we will. So all you lot who have been doing up this director's prop and saying, oh, you know, we got Petrovic, don't worry about it. Oh, we'll get Maignan later on the window. Yeah, it's great. We didn't get fleeced. We saved £4 million. Well, what have you got to say for yourselves now, guys? What have you got to say for yourselves now? Because you are looking very, very stupid. And I cannot wait to hear the next excuses from these lot. I cannot wait for the next excuses from these lot. It's going to be very, very enjoyable. And I, for one, cannot wait to hear it. But anyway, let's say hello to a few people in the chat, and then we're going to dive into this show. But before we say hello to some of you guys, remember, check out Jersey's FC Soccer Shop, people. Link in the description, 20% off using code BLUEBROTHER on the latest Chelsea home shirt. Make sure you're looking fresh, guys, like this one I am wearing here. Get names, numbers, patches, whatever you want on the back. Great quality, affordable prices. Jersey's FC Soccer Shop, link in the description. Use code BLUEBROTHER. And that's enough about that. Let's get this show on the road. Okay, say hello to a few of you. I'm fed up with the sporting directors, Winstanley and Stewart. I hear it. Fair. Yes, big up, brother. Big up. Hope you're good. Yeah, mad scenario, but not at all surprising. I hear it. The news yesterday was laughable. Every time I went on Twitter, the news got worse and worse. Yeah, bro, I hear you. I don't think our owners are serious. Well, certainly the actions so far from the sporting directors have indicated that, yes, we are not serious. That is the indications. Let's be honest, SDs don't care about the fans. We are customers. It's looking that way. Nah, bro, this has been sent to me by Jersey's FC Soccer Shop. I've got the old Reece James 24 on the back. This was sent to me by Jersey FC Soccer Shop. I've not been to the mega store yet. Yes, big up. No, I said I would be fine with Petrovic being. I'd be okay with Petrovic being number one, but he's now not going to be number one. So what is it now? What's the next excuse? Are we going to start doing up Pender's prop? Bro isn't accepted to go to Monaco. And again, why do we keep doing this? Why do we keep making excuses? At the end of the day, all the reports initially suggested that Petrovic was going to be given a shot to be number one and compete for the number one shirt next season. Okay? He hasn't agreed to a move anywhere. He was going to be given a chance like all the goalkeepers were. And now he's not being given a chance for reasons only known to the club. Petrovic news an abomination. Yep, it's utter nonsense. First window's a disgrace. Yeah, poor. Bro, Sanchez is shit. You know, don't be fooled by a few good performances towards the end of last season. Do not be fooled. The guy is a liability and he will always make mistakes. That's not going to change. Yeah, he might make a few good saves here and there, but he is a net negative to Chelsea over the course of a season. Bro, again, you're falling for this as well. What Club World Cup tax? It was never 30 million. AC Milan wanted 20 million pounds for Mike Maignan, and we're falling. And you are falling for these nonsense briefings they're putting out. Why are people falling for them? It's beyond baffling. Beyond baffling. Well, I mean, I wouldn't be so sure. I don't see how anyone can say that with any sort of confidence. I really don't. Bro, the manager hasn't seen Petrovic, though, has he? He hasn't. Yeah, bro, the Penders prop has already started. The Penders prop has already started. Yeah, he's Prem ready. The guy has played, what, 1 season in Belgium? 1 season in Belgium, and he became the number 1 for his club midway through last season. And people are doing up prop on a 19-year-old goalkeeper. Stop it. Give your heads a wobble. Have a word. Have a word with yourself. No, the Club World Cup squad has not been announced yet. It's set to be announced by 5 p.m. today. That's when we're expecting an announcement on the Club World Cup squad. So by 5 p.m. today, there should be an announcement for the Club World Cup squad. Absolute latest. But anyway, let's dive into that news then, because after the disappointment of the Mike Maignan stuff, you're thinking to yourselves, yeah, do you know what? At least we'll get a chance to see Petrovic. You know, he deserves his opportunity after doing a really good season at Strasbourg. And then we get this exclusive from Matt Law last night at just after 9 p.m. Chelsea goalkeeper Djordje Petrovic has not been included in Chelsea's Club World Cup squad. Chelsea have decided not to take any players who spent the season out on loan other than Andre Santos, as they see the Club World Cup as a continuation of the 24-25 campaign. Well, let's just have a look at that nonsense reasoning then. They see it as a continuation of the 24-25 campaign. So what is the difference between someone who spent this last season on loan compared to someone who's signed on a pre-agreement? So what difference is there for Dario Asugo? What difference is there for Mamadou Sarr? What difference is there for Liam Delap? If they see this as a continuation of last season, why is Sarr in the squad? Why is Asugo in the squad? Why is Liam Delap in the squad? Why is Mike Penders in the squad? Even they are falling over themselves. They're falling over themselves with the nonsense lies that they are trotting out and trying to make us look like absolute idiots. Bro, nobody is ready at 19 to be a Premier League keeper. It is naive and beyond stupid to think that Mike Penders is Premier League ready. He's not. He needs about 3 to 4 years to develop and get himself ready. Mike Penders shouldn't be mentioned in a conversation about Chelsea goalkeepers at this point in time. He shouldn't be ready. And mate, you were saying to me, don't worry, we've got Petrovic. Now what is it? Because Petrovic is not happening. Gone, finished. So what are the excuses now? What are the excuses now? What defence from the club have you got up your sleeve now? Bro, they were starting to win back some support with the way that last season ended in terms of we got Champions League football. We won the Conference League. And now they've just undone a whole load of that with an absolutely disastrous day yesterday, an embarrassing day yesterday. But let's all celebrate because we saved £4 million. I can't wait to see Chelsea saved £4 million playing goal for us at the Club World Cup. It's embarrassing, it's pathetic, and it's once again another huge red flag. This is an enormous red flag, chat, that we had an opportunity presented to ourselves once again to make a quality signing, and once again we squandered it. And then we followed it up with the usual embarrassing gaslighting briefs to suggest we only saw it as a market opportunity rather than a definitive target. We are beyond the joke and we are beyond embarrassing at this point. This situation... bro, you're so deluded. I wish people would just live in the real world. I just wish people would live in the real world. We're not using Petrovic money to get Maignan. I wish people would just get real for once and stop trying to convince themselves and stop making up fantasy situations that simply are not a thing. I mean, guys, come on. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Mike Mignon has been out of form. Bro, he has not been out of form for 2 years. He hasn't. He was bad. He was not great for half of last season. This is a top 5 goalkeeper in the world, and we once again failed to do a deal for a top player because we penny pinched over £4 million. We penny pinched over £4 million. Bro, they'd be more than happy to do that. I think they could be. I think they could. Chelsea might well try and sign Mignon on a free in January. But for this summer, the deal's done. The deal is done. From what's being said this summer, Chelsea are not going to go back in for Mike Mignon. Bro, it's killing me. Honestly, the amount of fans that are embarrassing themselves, pretending that they're recruitment specialists and their club accountants is beyond the joke. Beyond the joke. You shouldn't care about Chelsea saving £4 million. You should care about wanting the best players at the club. And spending an extra £4 million on Mike Mignon is not going to ruin Chelsea financially. Not going to ruin Chelsea financially. And someone's coming to me and saying that Robert Sanchez's data is better than Mike Mignon's. Well, actually, it's not. Where is it? Here it is. Among our goalkeepers, only Petrovic is performing Mike Mignon. So again, if you're going to come to the chat, bring some sort of facts. Bring some sort of facts. Because right now, since the 17-18 season, not including own goals, look at what we're on here. Look at what we're on here. Petrovic and Mignon, the 2 best performing goalkeepers out of the goalkeepers we've got. Yet we're in a situation where we've bottled signing Mignon and we're forcing Petrovic out, and we're sticking with Robert Sanchez and a Philip Jorgensen who's nowhere near good enough to play for Chelsea Football Club at this point in time. It's beyond the joke. So, bro, when you're saying that the data says that Robert Sanchez is better, please tell me. Please tell me. So this is your data here that you said that Sanchez is better than Mignon. Since the 17-18 season, the data is right here for you to see from this Athletic article, and I've just debunked you very, very easily. So, bro, come on. Let's not come into the chat and say that this is not data. This is facts. This is stats. And you have been proven incorrect with your statement. Bro, Petrovic is not in the squad. He's not in the squad. Like, this is not a made-up report. Petrovic is not in the Club World Cup squad, and he is set to be sold this summer. He's set to be sold this summer. I don't get what people aren't understanding about this. Bro, he's not worth 50 million. I'm saying that we shouldn't be penny pinching over a £20 million deal. That is the point. That is the point. Bro, at this point, you're obviously trolling. There's no way anyone genuinely believes that's not data. And herein lies the problem. Herein lies the problem. People are being gaslit. People are being gaslit into thinking that Robert Sanchez is a good goalkeeper because he had a decent last few games of the season. Use your eyes. Look at the bigger picture. Use the whole the whole 2 years that he's been here. He is a net negative on this team. And what this little table here doesn't show is that no goalkeeper made more mistakes leading to goals in the Premier League than Robert Sanchez. And yet people still think he's good enough and people still think he should be given a chance. What are we doing here? I've got eyes. We've all got eyes. We all know that Robert Sanchez is not good enough to play for Chelsea Football Club. We all know he is a mistake merchant. We all know that he is never going to stop making costly errors. No matter how many good saves he makes, or if he has a few good games here or there, he will always make mistakes and he will always cost Chelsea points. And if people don't want to believe that, that's absolutely fine. Bro, this is from The Athletic. This is from The Athletic's article on Chelsea's goalkeepers. So no, it's not just data taken from Twitter. Don't worry, I'm not that stupid to leave myself exposed with some fake data which can easily be debunked. Bro, it's from The Athletic's article. Do you want me to send you the article so you can read it and make sure that the data's all right? Do you want to check that the data's all right? It's up to your standards. I didn't say Guéhi was better than Huijsen. I said Guéhi would be a better fit for Chelsea than Huijsen, and he would tick more boxes than Huijsen would. Because for what Chelsea need, Guéhi would be better for us than Huijsen would. This is not about whether Huijsen is a better defender than Marc Guéhi. I was referring to Guéhi would be a better signing for Chelsea in terms of what Chelsea actually need from a centre back this summer. Oh, I'm hearing it all now. I'm hearing it all now. I mean, seriously. I mean, there's no helping some people. There's no helping some people. I mean, you bring the data up from The Athletic. Oh, it's they take things out of context. They make errors. Oh, let's look at shot percentage, because we can all cherry pick one stat here or there to support an argument. This has got nothing to do with nationalities. This has got nothing to do with where anyone's from. It's got nothing to do with anything other than Robert Sanchez is not good enough for Chelsea Football Club. And we have got a serious amount of evidence to show that. Yet people are doing next level gaslighting going on here. Honestly incredible. But anyway, bro, you can make conclusions from what you've seen so far. I'm not going to sit here and say and not comment about anything. Let's just wait until September 1st and then we'll judge everything there. No, we'll judge things as they happen. And right now, that first mini window of 10 days was absolutely shambolic. The only deal that we were able to complete and get over the line was a release clause deal. We didn't negotiate anything. We failed to negotiate for Gittins and we failed to negotiate for Mike Maignan. So really, the only deal that we've done this summer so far is a release clause deal, which didn't require any negotiating. So it's a long summer ahead, and there's plenty of time to try and put things right. But ultimately, chat, we are in a situation where we've had a terrible start to the window. Bro, just because he's top of the shots, yeah, fine. Okay, so he's top of the shot saving percentages. What about the facts that he's made the most errors leading to goals in the Premier League this season? And any comments on that? Any comments on the fact that he's made the most errors leading to goals? because we can both play this. You can say that he's top of that. I'll tell you, he's top of a far more important stat. He's top of most errors made leading to a goal. So forgive me, but that far outweighs being the top of a save percentage chart. Anyway, let's move away from that. Let's get back to it. So Petrovic obviously left out of the squad. Absolute disaster. And then we had news that, where is it? Petrovic is expected to be sold. Sources add, though, that Petrovic previously sold his image rights to another party, a situation that would likely need to be resolved before any potential transfer. So Petrovic is on his, saved us 9 points. But what about, so that's the PR that's doing the rounds. But what about the amount of points that Sanchez cost us last season? That's conveniently been left out. You know, that's conveniently been left out, hasn't it? Conveniently been left out, chat. Funny that. Real funny. Bro, whether it's stats or whether it's eye test, Sanchez fails on both. It doesn't matter what metrics you want to use. He simply isn't good enough. Yeah, they absolutely can be. They absolutely can be. But ultimately, the underlying numbers prove that both Petrovic and Maignan, since the 17-18 season, are both better than Robert Sanchez in the metrics that matter. In the metrics that matter. I cannot believe there are people sitting here trying to say that Robert Sanchez is a good goalkeeper and that Robert Sanchez should be number one. It's beyond sickening, chat. Beyond sickening. But anyway, looks like Petrovic is going to be sold. He's obviously got a release clause in his contract. I don't know what the value of that is. There's a release clause in his contract, and he's also due a pay rise in his deal. So maybe that's part of the reason. Maybe that's part of the reason as to why Chelsea are looking to sell him. Maybe that's part of the reason. Maybe that was part of the reason. Who knows? Maybe that is part of the reason. But Petrovic is going to be sold. And by the way, chat, let's just go through the briefings that we had yesterday. The gaslighting we had from the football club yesterday, trying to make us look like idiots. Let's talk about it this way, right? Why would you pay almost how much have we spent on midfield players? Over 100 on Enzo, over 100 on Caicedo, almost 60 on Lavia, and then and the rest. So why would you spend nearly £300 million on top midfield players, right? Why would you spend almost 300 million on top midfield players, but when it comes to a top goalkeeper, you're balking at the thought of spending an extra £4 or £5 million? Why? Why? It's so stupid. It's so stupid. But it's the latest in a line of stupid things that we're doing. Stupid things. And yesterday, what were the briefs? Let's go through, actually, chat. Let's go through the briefs that we had yesterday from Chelsea on the goalkeeping situation. So, yeah, we had 250 million on 3 midfield players. Probably more, to be honest, bro. Probably more. And yet, when it comes to signing a top goalkeeper, we're not prepared to spend £4 to £6 million more. Liverpool have just spent 150. They just committed 150 million euros to signing Florian Wirtz, and we're out here skimping over £4 to £6 million on top players that are going to make a difference for our team. Nah, less of that. Less of that, less of that, less of that. It's honestly so stupid. Bro, come on. Let's not be silly here. Penders is not going to be number one, and Jorgensen is not going to be the number one. Unless we go and sign a goalkeeper, and prepare yourselves, we'll probably go and sign James Trafford. We'll probably go and sign James Trafford, chat. That's probably what will happen. We'll go and sign James Trafford, and that'll be a really great move, won't it? We'll go and sign James Trafford probably from Burnley because he's ex-Man City, and that seems to be the extent of our scouting. And I will praise the football club when they do good things, but yesterday was a disgrace. Yesterday was a disgrace. You know, it really was. It really was outrageous on so many levels. And let me just, sorry, I was going to bring up the club briefs that we had yesterday because this is special, even from Chelsea standards. So, the club briefs yesterday. Chelsea rate all 4 goalkeepers and will evaluate all of them at the Club World Cup. We're not looking to sign a goalkeeper. Then we get, so these are the club briefs we've had throughout the last 10 days. Maresca rates Maignan and wants a new goalkeeper. Believes that believes he needs someone with better distribution. Chelsea have pulled out of the Maignan deal. Maresca actually didn't ask for him. Chelsea are happy and trust their 4 goalkeepers. Then we hear that all 4 goalkeepers will get a chance to battle for the number 1 spot. And then we get Chelsea have now omitted Petrovic from the Club World Cup. He has interest from lots of clubs. So in the last 10 days, we have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 separate club briefs, all saying different things, all trying to gaslight the fans. Gaslight the fans. Gaslight the fans. It's beyond embarrassing, chat. I'm sick of it. I'm absolutely sick of it, chat. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I honestly do not know what to say. I mean, this shouldn't be a surprise. This shouldn't be a surprise, but it somehow is. It somehow feels like a surprise. I mean, seriously, are we really doing season 3, Robert Sanchez? Is that what we're looking like we're doing now, bro? He's a contender to be 3rd choice goalkeeper. He's a contender to be 3rd choice goalkeeper. Absolutely mental, by the way. Absolutely mental. By the way, chat, keep smashing the likes. Subscribe if you're new around here. And look, at the end of the day, football is about opinions. Football's about opinions. And we've all got different opinions. And I will respect everyone in the chat. But I will challenge people's opinions if I disagree with them or if I think they're chatting nonsense. But I won't do it in a disrespectful way. And if it has come across disrespectfully, apologies to anyone in the chat. But I'm prepared to challenge people's opinions, just like people in the chat can challenge my opinions. But this community is about being able to express your opinions freely in the chat and not being, humiliated for them. In that sense, people can always say what they want in the chat in regards to their opinion, and people can always critique what I'm saying. And just whilst we're at it, chat, can you believe this? Just as I was talking about expecting bids for James Trafford, you'll never believe this, guys. We've had some news. We've had some news on James Trafford, chat. I mean, it's as if there were some higher powers from above. As if there were some higher powers from above. We've had it from Luke Edwards, a Newcastle reporter at the Telegraph, and Mike McGrath. Here we go, chat. What did I tell you lot? Newcastle are in talks to sign James Trafford. Burnley want more than 30 million. Chelsea, though, could enter the bidding as they also admire the goalkeeper and have tracked him for over a year. So might be prepared to spend more than £30 million on James Trafford, but not prepared to spend 20 million on Mike Maignan. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I mean, look, he'd be good. Look, he's not terrible, but come on, you're not winning the league. You're not winning the league with James Trafford. I mean, look, this might not happen, chat. This might not happen. This might not happen. However, it's something that absolutely cannot be ruled out. It's the sort of thing that you would fully expect Chelsea to do. Not prepared to spend 20 million on Maignan, but they'd go and spend more than 30 million on James Trafford because he's young and because he was part of the Manchester City academy. It's mental. It's absolutely mental. I mean, look, Trafford had a very good season last season. I think he kept like almost. I think Burnley kept like almost 30 clean sheets in the Championship last season. But yeah, the last time he was in the Premier League, he got dropped for Muric. Last time Trafford was in the Premier League, he was terrible. It was absolutely dreadful. So yeah, I don't know if he's ready for a big club like Chelsea. Would he be ready for a Newcastle? I don't know. He's definitely ready to go to a bigger club than Burnley. I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure what to think right now on this. But it would just be typical Chelsea, wouldn't it? It would be typical Chelsea. I mean, look, let's not get carried away because this is something that may not happen. But you wouldn't put it past Chelsea. You would not put it past Chelsea to put in a bid to try and sign James Trafford. You absolutely wouldn't do that. You absolutely wouldn't do that, but who knows? Who knows? It's an absolute possibility for Chelsea to do that, and I as well wouldn't fully bet against Chelsea signing another goalkeeper. It just won't be Mike Maignan. It just won't be Mike Maignan. Bro, I've got absolutely no idea. Absolutely no idea. And I don't know how much say these guys have in these situations. By the way, chat, almost 200 in the building. There's only 77 likes. Please run the likes up. Smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here as well. Let's get this up to over 100 likes, chat. Let's get this up over 100 likes. Keep it stepping, people. Appreciate each and every single one of you. We are 13 subscribers away. 13 subscribers away from 16.8k. Let's get those subscribers chalked off. Keep smashing that subscribe button. Keep running those likes up, chat. Bro, no one's saying that. No one's saying that. That's what a ridiculous thing to say. If you think that paying £20 million for a top-class goalkeeper is ridiculous and you're applauding the club for saving £4 million, then this represents everything that's wrong with the Chelsea fan base. Bro, I can't get... there's a lot of comments coming in. Where is the comment? Let me scroll back. Can't find it. But yes, brother, your comment is highlighted, not highlighted. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. How silly of me. How silly of me. That's exactly it. I only want him because he's 29. Nothing to do with the fact that he's one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Nothing to do with the fact that he's an instant improvement and better than anything we've got. No, you're absolutely right. It's all because he's 29. That's it. That's exactly it. Again, let's not try and make things up here. I would prefer Djordje over Huijsen because we need a leader at the back. We need someone with experience. Okay, and we need someone with a winning mentality. Djordje ticks those boxes. Huijsen doesn't. Djordje is a better signing for Chelsea than Huijsen because he ticks more boxes for what we need. It's really not difficult to understand. It's really not difficult to understand. We don't need another 20-year-old centre-back to come in and into the mix. We need a leader at the back. We need experience at the back. Huijsen will be a very good player. Huijsen will be a very good player. I'm saying that for Chelsea's needs right now, Huijsen isn't what we need at the back. But hey, what do I know? That's just my opinion. People are more than entitled to think whatever they want, and that's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. I have no issue with that whatsoever. But yeah, I've never had a quality issue with Huijsen. It's just that Djordje ticks more boxes than what they're... than what Huijsen does. So at the back, we need someone with leadership. Okay, we need a leader at the back. We don't have one. Colwell is not a leader. Chalobah is probably not going to be starting. Fofana's always injured. We need a leader. Okay, look. At the end of the day, if people genuinely think that Chelsea don't need a leader at the back, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Bro, Zabarnyi's going to PSG. Zabarnyi's going to PSG. Zabarnyi will move to PSG if he moves anywhere. They're desperate to sign him, and I suspect that they will. I suspect they'll get that deal done. I suspect they will get that deal done. Yeah, it's mental. It's mental. Look, if you don't think Chelsea should sign Marc Djordje, that's fine. But to say that he's shit is just an outright lie. It's just an outright lie. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea maybe went for a move for James Trafford. That 100% can't be ruled out, you know. And again, it would just be another red flag in terms of signings. You know, the two areas you need proper know-how, experience, and quality are in goal and in central defence. And we have not added currently any proper experience in either position, and we're not notably stronger in either position. So, look, this is a short window. There's a long summer ahead. I absolutely get that. I absolutely get that. And look, you know, I don't have a problem with Chelsea not getting a target or ending negotiations because a price isn't budging or a team or they looked for a different target. What I do have the issue with is Chelsea both creating a different reason to twist a narrative, so putting out gaslighting briefs, or pretending we didn't want said player when we fuck a deal up. Those are the two things that I've got the major issues with. Yes, and we can make it even better with a proper goalkeeper and a top-class centre-back. We don't have a good goalkeeper and we don't have a top-class centre-back. So there we go. But anyway, apparently I'm in the wrong, though. Apparently I'm in the wrong. Are you joking? We have better players than we don't have better players than City in goal. We don't have better players than City at centre back. Some of our forward players may be better than City's forward players. So what are we saying here? What are we saying here? I mean, seriously, what nonsense is this? Bro, he doesn't have worse stats. I literally pulled up the stats on the screen earlier. He does not have worse stats. Since the 17-18 season, Mike Maignan has better stats in the key areas than Robert Sanchez. The information's out there for you to see. Mamadou Sarr, yeah, Mamadou Sarr will travel for the Club World Cup. Anyway, no, you're right, brother. You're right. Yeah, no, you're right. Absolutely correct. Yeah, I should be applauding everything the club does, and should hold comment until September. Should hold comment until September. So anything that happens now, it doesn't matter because the window's still open. So it's fine. Yeah, bro, of course he did. Of course he did. He cost us multiple points. Cost us multiple points. Chat, with 5 likes from 100. Keep smashing that like button. It's free and it takes seconds. Please run it up and keep subscribing to the channel if you are new round here. Would greatly appreciate it. So get this up to 100 likes. Let's have a quick look now. There's been more news on the Club World Cup squad. What are we saying here? Let me just quickly find it. Let's have a quick look, chat. Oh. So, more news on the Club World Cup squad. Felix and Sterling will also not be part of the Club World Cup squad. Hardly a surprise. Chelsea will look for solutions on the market for both players Joao's previous number 14 will now be used by Dario Asugu. Isn't it funny that last summer, Felix came in and took Chalobah's 14, and now his 14 has been stripped as well. So there we are. So those two are out of the Club World Cup squad. No Petrovic. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's absolutely ridiculous. That is ridiculous. I don't know why people do that. Literally makes no sense whatsoever. It really doesn't make any sense at all. I'll never understand that. But hey, do you know what? It is what it is, isn't it? People, unfortunately, will do those things. And yeah, there we go. So yeah, so no Felix, no Sterling, no Petrovic, no Kendry Paez in the Club World Cup squad. Christopher Nkunku, for some reason. No, bro, the Club World Cup squad has not been released. The Club World Cup squad has not been released yet. The full list of the squad is expected by 5 p.m. today. Expected at latest 5 p.m. Bro, we never wanted Felix. We never wanted Felix in the first place. Chelsea just did it as an agent favour and to get rid of Gallagher. We never did it. We never wanted Joao Felix. Never wanted him. Bro, I honestly do not know why Nkunku is in the squad. Got absolutely no idea why Christopher Nkunku is in that squad. It literally makes no sense at all. Makes no sense whatsoever. They did complete the signings. Yeah, they did. And, you know, they acted seriously in the football club. They acted seriously in the football club. So, yeah, look, we don't need Felix. We don't need Sterling. They're obviously, yeah, they're not going to be part of the squad. The Kendry Paez one is interesting because this was reported last night by Ben Jacobs that Kendry Paez is understood to be disappointed as only last week he was told that he would be going to the Club World Cup and then have his future decided. So what are we doing? So we're pissing off players before they've even kicked a ball for the football club. So why are we telling Paez that he's part of the club, part of the squad for the Club World Cup? Why are we telling him that last week? And then less than a week later, we are then telling him you're not going to be part of the squad for the Club World Cup and you're going straight on loan to Strasbourg. Why would you not look at Paez at the Club World Cup and then send him to Strasbourg after the competition? Like, no one expected Paez to be part of the squad, to be part of the squad for the upcoming season. But it makes no sense not to use him. Excuse me. It makes no sense not to use him in the Club World Cup. Just have a look at him, and then you can send him on loan to Strasbourg later on. Why is there such a rush to make that decision now? And now we've disappointed him. We've disappointed him. I mean, I've got no idea when their preseason starts, but it's just shit, man. It's exactly what it is. This is part of it's part of character building to lie to an 18-year-old kid and tell him he's going to the Club World Cup, and then a week later change your mind, bro. What are you talking about? This is exactly what it is. It is shitty management from Chelsea once again. Real shitty management. And this is becoming a far too regular an occurrence. Far too regular an occurrence, this shitty management from Chelsea. It's honestly shambolic, chat. Honestly shambolic. Honestly shambolic. I really don't get it. I really don't get it. Why do this? Sure, but don't tell him he's going to the Club World Cup and then a week later change your mind. That's the point. It's not so much about him not going as part of the squad. It's the fact that we've supposedly told him you're in the squad for the Club World Cup. We told him that last week, and now we've changed our mind on it. That's why it's a problem. It's not a problem that he's not in the squad. It's a problem that we've told him one thing, and we've then literally changed our minds on it. We've then just completely changed our minds on it. That for me is the big problem. That for me is the big problem. I mean, I think it's probably too early to come to that conclusion, but we only paid, 17 million quid for him. A good season on loan at Strasbourg. That definitely increases his value more to more than that. So, bro, right now is not a positive situation in regards to the club. When things are good, I am positive, and when things are not so good, I will say it how I see it, and will criticise. And right now, the last 10 days have been terrible. They've been shambolic, you know? And so, no, I'm not going to be negative all summer. But if we have a shit summer window and fail to get deals done, then it will be criticised. It will be criticised. No, bro, this is what people don't understand. It's not about getting signings in to get out of the group stage. That's not what this is about. The Club World Cup is the bulk of pre-season. The bulk of pre-season. Okay. And so we want as many players in as possible for that. That's the issue with it. Now, if you sign players once the window's open, they might only play 1, maybe 2 games, depending on how far we go in the knockout stages. So it's more about having the time to gel with the squad. Chelsea briefed that they wanted the bulk of their business. They wanted the bulk of the squad there for the Club World Cup, and they wanted the bulk of their business done by the end of June. Bro, why are you banging on about Gallagher for? Who's mentioning Gallagher? So yeah, we've annoyed Kendry Paez before he's even kicked a ball for us, chat. What a great start. What a great start to proceedings. Bro, you might be right. You might be right, brother. The fact that Mamadou Sarr's been signed to go into the first team squad would suggest that maybe we're not looking. Maybe we're not looking for another signing at centre back. I wonder if maybe we're going to look at bringing Jarell Hato in, who can be back up at left back, but he can also play centre back, and that will be the signing. No, and that will be the signing. I suspect that might be the case. I think there's absolutely a chance that is more likely to be the case. It's not BS. They're a gentleman's agreement. But again, players need to stop doing this. Players need to stop making gentlemen's agreements with clubs and doing stuff on a handshake, because that means fuck all. And now, yeah, Gyökeres is pissed with him. With Sporting, because they're going back on what they had agreed on. I missed this super chat earlier. Big up to Lurafix. Or those wanting Huijsen. No complaints later when the back line makes rookie mistakes in crucial moments like Gusto in the final. Yep. Absolutely spot on, brother. Absolutely spot on. But that's not what people see. People fail to see past that. Yeah, yeah, exactly. This is not about, oh, it's a disaster that Paez is not going to the Club World Cup. No, it's about basic principle of the way that Chelsea treat players. And to tell someone they're going to be part of the squad and then a few days later say, actually, no, we're not doing that. It's bullshit. It's utter bullshit. I mean, seriously. Seriously, what are we doing, chat? What are we doing? So there we go. That's the latest on Paez. We've pissed him off. That's another good start to proceedings, chat. Another good start to proceedings. There's a bit more news. Sorry, on this James Trafford stuff, which has suddenly gathered a bit of momentum, worryingly. Let's have a quick look. Where is it? Because there's a bit more on this James Trafford stuff. Let me just bring this up because I wouldn't be surprised if this James Trafford stuff started getting stronger over the next few games. There are also some fears internally. Newcastle are being stalled in the hope that another club, possibly Chelsea, enters the race to sign him. There's also things saying that Newcastle will not do a deal at £30 million. They will walk away. They will walk away. Craig David settings if there is a if Burnley won't budge on that £30 million valuation. So Burnley want more than 30 million. Newcastle are warning Burnley they will walk away from negotiations from James Trafford if they refuse to lower their asking price. Burnley are asking for a fee of more than 30 million. Now, surely Chelsea wouldn't pay that. Surely they wouldn't. Yeah, it could well be. It could well be, bro. It could well be. I mean, there's been literally no updates on Gurhey at all, really. We've had next to nothing on Gurhey. Next to nothing. There's been next to nothing on Gurhey. I don't really know what the situation is going to be with him. It's a bit of a worry, chat. It is a bit of a worry. Yeah, I don't really know what we do. What's also a concern, chat, is we're only on 120 likes. We've got 170 in the building. Keep smashing the like button. Subscribe if you are new round here. Are we almost at 16.8? 8 more subscribers, chat. Keep banging that subscribe button. We are 8 subscribers away from 16.8. Run it up, chat, and keep running those likes up as well. Let's get this to 150 likes if we can. It's another 29 likes to go. Delap, Lavia, Palmer, Gittins, and Trafford. That's City 2022 grads completed. I mean, yeah, it is lazy scouting to a certain degree. It is. Again, I mean, people just don't. Are completely missing the point here. Completely missing the point. They just don't understand that 20 million quid for Mike Maignan is not overpaying. Is not overpaying. Trafford's not a world-class goalkeeper. Over 30 million pounds for James Trafford is a ridiculous price. A ridiculous price. He is probably a 20, 25 million pound goalkeeper at best, chap. At best. Bro, I can't defend them for how we've been operating recently. It's indefensible. No, Esteval's not going to Strasbourg. Esteval is set to be part of the squad for the Club World Cup. He's set to be part of the squad for the Club World Cup. I don't know why Nkunku is in the squad. I've got absolutely no idea why Nkunku is in the squad. For what reason, I don't know. Is it to try and put him in the shop window? Is it to try and get... Is it to try and increase his value? I really don't know. I really don't know. But it's a baffling decision to not have Paez in there, but to have Nkunku in there. Why is Nkunku in there when he's literally got zero future at the football club? Doesn't make sense. Does not make sense. Bro, it appears to be. It appears to be. Yeah, and again, that, you know, this is what happens. Imagine... could you imagine, right, if we play Nkunku and he gets injured at the Club World Cup and then we can't sell him? Would be mad, wouldn't it? Would be absolutely mad, chat. Would be a mad one. It would be a mad one. I really don't know what to say on that front. Yeah, look, obviously not ideal. Again, ridiculous negotiating with us. Ridiculous negotiating from us. We knew Dortmund's said that their asking price was 60 to 65 million euros. In what world is 35 million euros a respectable opening bid? It's not. And within the space of 24 to 48 hours, we'd suddenly jumped from 35 to 50 million euros. And then we went 55 million euros as a third bid, and it still got rejected because we left ourselves with too little time. You know, the same with Milan, the same with Dortmund. They weren't changing their mind on a price. You either paid the price or you didn't. And on both occasions, we didn't. The Gittins one I haven't got so much of an issue with because he's not worth that much money. Anything more than £40 million for Gittins is way too much money. Way too much money. Anything more than 40 for Gittins is too much money. But the fact is, we didn't negotiate anything. We didn't negotiate anything with Milan. Milan constantly said it's £20 million. So we negotiated nothing. We went in. We'll give you 12. We'll give you 12 and a half. No, it's 20. We'll give you 12 and a half. No, it's 20. We're only prepared to pay 12 and a half. We want 20. Okay, deal's off. So we negotiated nothing there. Gittins, we want 60 to 65 million euros. 35 million euros. No, it's 60. 50 million euros. No, it's 60. 55 million euros. No, it's 60. We negotiated absolutely nothing. It's what we're doing is the equivalent of going to Poundland and asking to have it for 50p. No, it's a pound. I'll give you 50p for it. No, it's a pound. I'll give you 50p. No, it's a pound. And then we just walk away. It's honestly ridiculous. Gittins one, I agree. I actually agree with the club for that. I agree with the club on Gittins because Gittins is not worth that money. Gittins is not worth that money. But it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting because people are saying, like with Gittins, right? And we did to a certain extent. A left wing was absolutely more of a priority for the Club World Cup than a goalkeeper. No doubt about it. Sancho would have been useful right now, but ultimately, Sancho for 25 million, great deal. Sancho for 250k a week, not a good deal. Not a good deal. So there we go. What is more profitable for Chelsea, selling Petrovic or playing him to win the Club World Cup? Well, winning the Club World Cup is going to be way more profitable to Chelsea, given the prize money there is. Yeah, bro, long summer ahead, and that's what I've said. This first 10-day mini window, embarrassing. But it's a long summer ahead, and let's wait and see what we do to try and rectify the situation. And people are lapping up, oh, it's a Club World Cup tax. Let's see if we do complete a deal for Gittins, right? Let's see how much money we actually save. Let's see how much money we actually save after the Club World Cup, because Gittins can't play for Chelsea at the Club World Cup because he's in Dortmund's squad, and Dortmund will almost certainly play him. So Gittins will certainly play. So Gittins basically won't be able to play for Chelsea until August, pretty much. He won't be able to play for Chelsea until August, pretty much. So yeah, let's wait and see. But anyway, it'll be very, very interesting to see whether Dortmund's price comes down after the Club World Cup. Gittins has agreed terms with Chelsea on a 7-year contract. We know that. All that's missing is the club-to-club agreement. And let's see if it was worth waiting. Let's see if it was worth waiting for after the Club World Cup. Let's see if it was worth waiting for after the Club World Cup and how much money we save. I don't suspect we will save very much money at all on Gittins after the Club World Cup. Oh, no, bro, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I can tell you now, it's unlikely that we would have completed a deal for Delap if it's very unlikely we would have completed a deal for Delap if what do you call it? If he didn't have a release clause. Very unlikely we would have completed a deal for him. Very, very unlikely, chat. Bro, we won't make a 35-man squad. We won't fill it. We won't fill the 35-man squad. I'd be very, very surprised. And if we do, it'll just be packed full of players from the academy. But I don't suspect that we will fill that 35-man squad. I don't think we'll fill it. We haven't got anyone. They've got Ish Samuel Smith, who would be the next choice as things stand. But I suspect that Chelsea will look to sign, I don't know what, we'll look to sign another left back, someone like a Jarell Hato. But there's been no update. There's been no update on that yet. No update on that yet at all. So we have to see. We have to hold fire and we have to wait and see. I've got no idea what's going on with Petrovic, but clearly they don't want him. Clearly they don't rate him. And so, yeah, that's where we're at, chat. That is where we're at. But the only deal we've managed to complete is a release clause deal. The two deals that we had to negotiate, we failed miserably. We failed miserably, chat. Very, very simple. Very, very simple. We failed miserably. And it was so obvious that we were going to go in for James Trafford. We talked about it yesterday. And it really would not be a surprise. Always going to be a surprise. Yeah, bro, we got so much room with PSR, and we're penny pinching over 4 or 5 million quid. Make it make sense, bro. Make it make sense, because I certainly can't. Esteban is, yeah. Yeah, no, I know Esteban's coming after the Club World Cup. I know he's going to be with Palmeiras. What do you think will happen with Kudus? I don't really know. I think Kudus will leave West Ham. It'll definitely be one for later in the window. So let's wait and see. But yeah, it will definitely be one for later on in the window, chat. 100%. By the way, guys, we're 10 likes away from 150. Keep smashing that like button. It really helps out the channel, really helps support the show. So please do that. I'd be greatly appreciative. And we are 5 subscribers away now, chat. 5 away from 16,800. Please keep subscribing. Let's get these final 5 subscribers chalked off to move to the next milestone. To be fair, Kudus has already turned down a move to Saudi previously. There's interest from Europe. There's interest from Champions League clubs. But yeah, you can't rule Saudi out, chat. You absolutely can't rule Saudi out. That much is clear. Saudi cannot be ruled out. Yes. Big up. No, I don't think so. Unless there's a big reduction in price, I don't see it. Unless there's a big reduction in price, I just don't see it, guys. I just don't see it. 100 million euros, we're not going to pay it. We're not going to pay 100 million euros. And unless the price comes down, or unless he starts to force a move, we're not going to get Ekatike in. You know, what we're looking at here is really Gittins, I think, will get done. And then you're looking at maybe a Kudus, a Rodgers, an Eze, or an Ekatike. One of those 4 will probably be the signing, sort of in terms of an attacking sense. One of those 4 will likely be the signing, chat. In terms of that versatile attacker. That's where I think we're at. One of those 4 will definitely be it. So yeah, we will we'll wait and see on that. No, unfortunately not. I wish I was, but I'm not, because it's just too expensive. I mean, if we made the final or something, maybe we try and do some sort of a madness and get there. But yeah. Right now, no, I'm not going. Bro, we won't get both of them. It would be one. And I suspect the most for me right now, if I had to take a guess, I would say the most likely one would be Kudus. That for me would be the most likely one. No, no one's gonna riot in the stadium, but yeah, it wouldn't go down well, that signing, but there's nothing that we would be able to do about it, unfortunately. There would be nothing that we would be able to do about it, unfortunately. Bro, if you think what's happened in the last 10 days is fine and doesn't warrant any criticism, then you do you. That's fine. But we've embarrassed ourselves in the last 10 days with our antics. And yes, there's a long summer ahead, as I've said many times before, and there's time to put things right. But that doesn't mean that what's happened in the last 10 days shouldn't be criticized and we should just turn a blind eye to it. You know, I'm not just going to happy clap and say, oh, it doesn't matter this because there's so many times, because there's so much long left in the window. This has been an embarrassing 10 days. There's no doubt about it. We've got time to put it right, but that doesn't mean that this 10-day period is beyond criticism, because it's absolutely not. I know, I'd be very surprised. No, I don't think so either. I mean, look, if everything goes to plan, we'd be on schedule to face PSG in the semi-final, in the quarterfinals, and I suspect we would then be knocked out. So I think we probably make the club. I think we probably make quarterfinals. Bro, I absolutely haven't. I absolutely haven't. You clearly haven't watched everything that I do. I have been critical of the club throughout the season, absolutely, but I've also praised things as well. So to say that I've been negative all season is not true. Is not true, because I absolutely I'm positive when things there's when it's warranted, but when there are things to criticize, I will also criticize it and say it how I see it. That's part of supporting. You don't just blindly applaud everything. You don't just criticize everything either. You know, there's a balance and a happy medium to be found. And it doesn't mean you're any less of a supporter if you criticize the football club for things that they've done that are shit. I suspect it'll be quarter final. Yeah, I think quarterfinals is probably what we're looking at. Yeah, I would imagine that's fair. That's probably fair. Quarterfinals. Yeah, and look, I think I'm pretty fair. If people disagree, then that's absolutely fine, and that's their opinion. But I think I'm pretty fair and pretty balanced. Yeah, bro, Petrovic is on his way out of the football club. Absolutely. Yeah, Petrovic will be on his way out. Mad. Yeah, I mean, look, it should be a surprise, but really, it's not a surprise, really, is it? Let's be real, chat. It's not a surprise, is it? We knew that was going to be the case. We knew it. We're not idiots. We all knew that was going to be the case. Yeah. Yeah, not great, chap. Not great. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to expect. Uh Look, no, not necessarily fully over in general, because we may well try and get him on a free. We may well try and get him on a free. But in terms of this summer, I think it probably is over. Bro, it has to be said. It has to be said. It has to be said. I don't know. We might see Jackson on the left. I don't know. What happened to trying to get the best talents? Enzo Caicedo were the best in their positions for their age. Now we're just doing everything for profit and resale value. Yeah, I don't know what we're doing. I really don't know what we're doing, chat. Um, but yeah, it's just a major disappointment. It's just a major disappointment. It's just a major disappointment. But yeah, super disappointing, chat. What else is going on? Obviously, we know that there's potential interest from Benfica and Joao Felix. In terms of other outgoings, though, there's been very little news on the outgoings, but I'd expect that to pick up. I'd expect that to pick up pretty soon. And I'd expect that to pick up soon. I don't really know. Um, I don't really know when we're going to start getting more transfer news, chat. Because the Club World Cup's set to kick off soon. We've got our first game in 5 days. Um, so we wait and see, guys. We wait and see uh, what's going to happen on that one. And I am now worried, chat. I can't lie. The Trafford stuff is concerning me a bit. The Trafford stuff is concerning me. The Trafford stuff is concerning. And I really wouldn't rule out a huge bid coming in. I wouldn't rule out a huge bid coming in, chat. Yeah, we are linked with Trafford. I would give it maybe a 50, 60% chance that we stick an offer in for James Trafford. That would be my thoughts on it. Okay, that's fine, mate. If you think that, no problem. If that's your opinion, then you're entitled to that, and I won't tell you to think differently. But all I would say is I think that you've got that very wrong. But you're entitled to your thoughts. I'm entitled to mine. But I would strongly disagree with you on the facts on that fact. So yeah. Do you think we react aggressively if we get slapped by a top team at the Club World Cup? No, probably not. Secondly, which goalkeeper do you recommend? I don't know. The problem is the goalkeeper market is really not very good. The goalkeeper market is not good. It's not very strong. And yeah, we had a perfect opportunity to go and get someone in Munyan, and we fumbled it. That's why it's really disappointing, because the goalkeeper market is not good, and there's no real standouts. That's why it was a major disappointment, a major disappointment. But it's done now. There's no point going over it again. We've discussed it. We've covered it, and we now wait and see what the club might look to do instead. Enzo's we know that Maresca wants more experience. We know. Yeah, I mean, I would have taken him, but yeah, certainly there seems to be a lot less hype around Diego Costa at the moment. There seems to be a lot less hype. I suspect he remains at Porto this summer. I don't really know where he's going to go. He was linked with Man City, but it looks like Edison, who they thought was going to go Saudi, is probably now going to stay. Is probably now going to stay. So yeah, there we go. There we go, chat. Who's coming this summer? Please tell me who is coming this summer. I would love to know. Please tell me. Please tell me who's coming. I think we'll get Gittins. I think that deal will be agreed. Other than that, I really couldn't tell you who else we're going to get. I don't think Ekitike happens. So Gittins, I think we can safely say. And then the rest of it, you're really is very much out there, is very much up for grabs. You're really not quite sure who it's going to be. I don't know who else is coming. Gittins and maybe that's it. I mean, yeah, it's a bit of a worry, isn't it? It is a bit of a worry that the Garnacho stuff isn't going away. The Garnacho stuff's not going away. But yeah, we have to wait and see. You literally do not know what the club are going to do at this point. You do not know what the club are going to do at this point. And hopefully there's more positive times ahead, and we can talk about good things, how we've done good deals and how we've done good business. Hopefully we can do that. But it's going to be one of them where you're just like, maybe that's not going to happen. Maybe that's not going to happen. I don't know. Bro, I don't see it. I do find it very strange how literally no one is going in for Gyökeres, and Man United, if they can get the money together, may well end up getting him. That's what I find. That's what I find a bit strange. That is one that I find strange. But yeah, I don't know what we're going to do. I'm really quite unsure what we're going to do. Bro, what should I talk about that's positive? I mean, the Club World Cup starting soon. I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, there's not an awful lot of positivity in regards to the Chelsea transfer market right now. No, it's just not. He's just not a good signing. He's just not a good signing. That's the simple reality. That's the simple reality. It's not a good signing. I don't know. I'm not really sure. I would imagine they'll keep Damac for the Club World Cup. I'd imagine that'll be the case. I can't imagine they'll go blank. And you honestly think they're going to pay Donnarumma the wages that he wants? Come on, bro. We're not doing that, are we? We're not doing that. Donnarumma will sign a new deal at PSG. And Manyan is worth the asking price. We're not going to pay Donnarumma's wages in a million years. Whole situation is a mess when you see the teams like City buying Reinders, Cherki and co. Liverpool with Wirtz, Frimpong they've got, Kirkes. Yeah, no, it's not great, bro. It's not great. I'm just hoping that things will get better. But it is hard to have that hope when you see the way that the club are operating. It is difficult to have that hope. Correct. Neto, Noni and Tyreek George are the only wingers right now in the squad. Nkunku may well play there, and maybe, I don't know, maybe he might have to use Jackson wide for certain games, potentially. I don't know. But yeah, it's not good. It's not good, guys. It's not good. Not good. Yeah, really not good, guys. Bro, are you mad? Do you honestly believe that we wanted to pay Van Dijk 400k? Are you deluded? You thought we wanted to pay you thought we were prepared to pay Van Dijk 400k a week? Bro, come on. There's no way you thought that. There's no way that you genuinely believed we were going to pay 400k a week for Van Dijk. No chance. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure of what scouting we're actually doing, because anyone that's played for Man City is basically that, is basically that, isn't it? No, you're getting very confused here. Chelsea reportedly, according to Ornstein, I think Matt Law said it as well, were interested in a deal for Van Dijk if he became available on a free transfer. They were interested in a deal if he were to become available for free. He signed a new deal and he didn't become available for free. Being interested in signing Van Dijk on a free does not equal Chelsea were prepared to pay him 400 grand a week. So that's where the confusion is here. Chelsea reportedly were prepared to look at a deal for Van Dijk if he didn't sign a new deal at Liverpool. That does not mean that we were going to pay Van Dijk 400 grand a week. We would have tried to have got him down on his wages. Bro, Osimhen's still on the market because no one wants him, because he's so indecisive and can't make his mind up. So indecisive and can't make his mind up. But yeah, mad, eh? Mad. Absolutely mad, chat. Absolutely mad. No, I think it's too early to say that. It's way too early to be saying things like that. But yeah, it's obviously not ideal. Bro, I'm not saying keep chucking money at things, but we need a top-class goalkeeper. We need a top centre-back. We need another winger. And we need probably another striker. So we need another 3 or 4 players. Because the squad's not complete because the money we've spent has been spent poorly, and it's been a poor allocation of funds. That's the reality of the situation here. It's been a poor allocation of funds. You know, if the squad was good enough and we'd addressed the positions that we needed, people wouldn't be saying to still chuck money at things and that we need signings. The reason why we need signings and more money spent and more players is because the money we have spent, we spent it so poorly and left so many gaping holes in the squad, which is inexcusable for the amount of money that we've invested. That's the reality, chat. That's the reality. But yeah, mental, absolutely mental. Yeah, Osimhen doesn't back himself. You know, there's a reason why no one's paying him what he wants, because he's not worth it. No, I think Delap's a good signing, a no-brainer, made sense for that price, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do. But we need more. We absolutely need more, because we can't go into a Champions League campaign with Delap and Jackson. We can't. No, I don't think so. I don't think that'll be the case at all, guys. I really don't. Look, bro, if we get Osimhen, fair play. If we get him, fair play. But I don't see that happening at all. Anyway, all good. Chat, we're going to round this one out here. We're going to round this one out here. Big up to big up to everyone that's tuned in. Make sure you smash the like button on the way out, guys. Please subscribe if you're new around here. We're 5 subscribers away from 16.8k. Please smash the subscribe button if you haven't. Smash up the likes if you're new around here. Big up to everyone for all the support in the chat, as always. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. I'll be back tomorrow covering, again, all the latest transfer news. So please make sure you tune in then. Smash the likes, subscribe. Enjoy the rest of your day. Up the Chelsea, and I'm out. Love.